Welcome to the B-Sides and Beers podcast.
That scared the shit out of me. That's really loud.
This is how we do this, right?
Yeah, there we go.
Should I get a weed pop going?
Yeah.
Whatever you want, man.
Oh, fuck. Give me 2 seconds. Be right back.
Okay. Well, we're recording, so we can start anytime we want.
Then let's start.
Let's do it then.
All right. Welcome to B-Sides and Beers, episode 102. Tonight we are talking Melvins. What's going on, dudes?
A lot. What's going on with you?
Also a lot. We're back at it. We're giving this thing a go again. I think we said this the last time, and it turned out to be June was the last one we did. So yeah.
Yeah, we went full AI. Yeah, we went full AI now, so we're not even here right now. So.
Yeah, this is just a prompt.
Pre-written, pre-recorded.
Yep. There'll be one tomorrow.
Yep.
Different topic. Mm-hmm. Hey, well, I'm drinking Huckleberry Fernie Ale in case anybody cares, but
that sounds delicious. I do not have any alcohol this evening. I am drinking flavored soda water at the moment. So
beers is still in the title of the podcast, so I figure I might as well represent something that's authentic to the experience. So there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'll continue doing it.
Mm-hmm. B-Sides and Michael's beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do need a new name if we're going forward with this, though. I think we just got to rethink it.
Slight format change.
Yeah. B-Sides.
But also what Dane was saying previously with that, it's like, B-Sides and beers is just kind of like the side thing. So it can just, it's not the focus of it anymore, but
fair enough. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm okay with no name change. We got a brand. Everybody's listening. So why
you need to have the brand? You can't change your brand now. It's been 5-6 years.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Don't F around with magic.
No.
Yeah.
No. Or we can rename it to B-Sides and Buddies.
Yeah, that would work too.
This was an interesting dive.
Yes.
Yeah. And learned a bit along the way too, just about how many albums they really do have. I didn't know
all of them. To be
honest. Yeah. It just kind of crazy. So from that side of things, it was a good dive, and then just to listen to a lot of those albums that obviously I didn't know about and haven't heard before. So listen to those too at the same time. So
yeah.
But overall, I think that for me, I think the best word that I kind of came up with out of the whole thing was just unpredictable.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just don't know what's going to happen from one song to the next, 1 second to the next, one album to the next, one era to the next. I don't know what's happening next. I don't know if it's going to be a really slow, Sabbathy, sludgy mess, or if it's going to be a beat country tune, or I don't have no idea. Idea. And I can't say that about really anybody else maybe that we have done out of these 101 episodes, 102 now, right?
It's impossible. I mean, there's 28 albums plus, and everything is it's very, very Melvins, but it is very, very different. So weird. And I hadn't put a lot of time into the Melvins since the late 90s.
Yeah.
So I put most of my time in with Stoner Witch and Houdini, and then I kind of lost track. There was so much that it was so overwhelming. And then you try and pick a couple songs off of each album. It's like, yeah, this one's really cool. But then the next one, you just can't get into it because you're not in the headspace for it. So,
yeah.
It's like, it's a band like no other, right? It's just like I said, we can't say this about many other bands we've done, doing Kiss covers and, just singing with random people and having random lineups, and it feels like no band can survive like that.
absolutely. Well, I think that is why they have the longevity that they did. Because when you take a band, say if they had 4 original members or 3 original members, most bands have a lifespan of 6 years from start to finish. So if you're constantly changing members and you have the main core of your, well, in this case, drummer and guitar vocals, then for the most part, you're just adding people or switching up a bass player here and there for the most part. So
or adding like 8 bass players
adding 8. Yeah. Man, that was the other thing too, because I said that I hadn't done anything since like the mid 90s, early 2000s, and then Bass is Loaded came out, and that's where I hopped back on again. It's like, man, this is killer.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, we can probably talk about the Nirvana connection, and that's kind of how, I mean, I don't know how about you guys discovered. We kind of talk about with each of these bands how we found out about them, but that's kind of, it was like the word of mouth, like through the Nirvana connection in 93, 94, that there's a connection to the Melvins, and Kurt Cobain really loves the Melvins, and you're just like,
totally.
Okay, that's cool.
Kurt Cobain was a roadie for the Melvins.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw the.
No.
Okay.
He was 80 pounds soaking wet. There's no way he's carrying a bass cab and a and a Marshall head, right?
Well, and then he was, listed as producer on some of the, Houdini album, and it's like, I don't know if you guys saw that video with Buzz, but he was just like, basically don't listen to any of the other bullshit. Like, we fired him because he was too messed up to finish the record. And if they're like, and they said, that he came to help us, write some songs and stuff. He's like, I'm a songwriting machine. He's like, I didn't need any help.
I wrote over 500 and some odd songs. I think I'm okay.
Yeah. But so that's kind of how I got connected to at least hear what, the name Melvins, but I don't know when you guys started listening, did you listen back then? Like in the older days?
It ended up being later 90s, probably around 98 or so, where I started digging into it. So, but
I think I was around when Houdini came out. That's like when I
think, right?
Yeah, when I initially got into them. I never listened to them on heavy rotation though, and I don't know why, because I remember really enjoying them. But maybe it was just I would listen to them when someone else had them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I would
that
be
makes
in
sense.
Someone's house or someone's car, and they would put on the Melvins, and it would be a great time. But I never made that leap to purchase a Melvins tape or CD.
Yeah.
No, I didn't own one either. And maybe this is kind of like one of those ones too, like of, podcasts that we have done. Have you owned, have you purchased a record, a CD, a tape of this artist? And this is one that I did not.
Later on, definitely when I started getting in, the late 90s there, I purchased Houdini and Stoner Witch, and then I got into trying to listen to Stag, and it just it was hard to grasp at the time, just because I was into so many other listening paths, and then it kind of crumbled after that. But those two I definitely put a ton of time into. So,
just going back to your comment, Mike, I think the thing with the Melvins is, okay, it's definitely riff magic, but it's not memorable. I mean, to a certain extent, like I can like kind of in my head, I can remember 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah.
But like the complexity and the way that it's so unpredictable, it's just, they don't stick in your head.
Yeah. No. There's no hook.
No,
There's
no
no
big
hook.
sexy hook. No.
Yeah. Which is great. And like, I should, I mean, I think I love the band because of that, but also to their detriment, I've fallen off Melvins countless times.
Yeah.
And like, to my delight, come back to them. And like, I just listened to Lysol for the first time, I think about 6 months ago.
Yep.
And like, what a treat. That was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of those bands where I just could not, not faithfully at least listen to them. But here and there.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the way it's meant to be. It's always like, oh, you got to listen to the full album from beginning to end to experience the full thing. Right? Maybe you just dabble in some different of all of those different releases, and you got something that's different, right? But they mentioned too on Houdini, and it kind of blew my mind. They said that like the songwriting that they did kind of was rhythm based. So they based the stuff on the drum patterns to emphasize the guitar riffs and like to increase the dynamics. And I was like, when you listen to it, even though you listen to like Hooch, the first track on the album, it's just it's so heavy because the drums and the guitar are at the same time, and it's just like accents every single time, and it hits hard.
Yeah, and it's mostly bass. It's mostly bass drum too. So it's guitar and kick drum are the big features, definitely.
Yeah. I just don't know of a band that has built around the drum pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that a lot of bands talk about, or I've heard a lot. You know what I mean? It's mostly a melody or a guitar riff or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that was cool. Okay, so we don't have Zoom Pro, so this is going to end in 4 minutes. So we're gonna have to. Are you gonna have to splice it? We're gonna have to stop this.
I'll have to do some splicing.
We've hit some hard times, folks.
We'll call it a commercial break.
Yeah, we're gonna need it because
we'll use it for our mid-show reads or mid-roll reads.
Well, we spend 35 minutes of it getting the tech ready, so that's probably why.
we gotta fire them technician guys.
Oh, they're brutal.
I know. We had it set up and then nothing.
Yeah, I know.
We're keeping the guy that makes our tea though.
Yeah, he's okay.
He can stay. I'm the one that cuts our checks. He can stay too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is so big. Before we go off of Houdini though, I don't want to go back to Kiss. I'm not quite sure what their like obsession with Kiss is. It's kind of funny because they've got like the Kiss those albums, like the first ones that they in the early days they had like the Ace Frehley, like the
individual
ones, right? And then I didn't know this but Going Blind off of Houdini is a Kiss song.
Totally.
Really?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't know it. It was off of Hotter Than Hell. I looked it up, but anyways, I was like, I don't know why they love Kiss so much, but I don't hear a lot of Kiss in the music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're in a space where you're so segregated in a small area and towns and whatnot. I mean, that's why that's how grunge sort of got developed, where it's just this melting pot of everything, where you just listen to everything from metal to classic rock to funk and soul and R&B and just throw it all together, right? So
yeah, and I mean this is kind of the dawn of sludge rock, is it not? Like at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of crazy that it's taken kind of this long to this point, but yeah, and I mean you can definitely hear like I said with the Sabbath and stuff, you can hear that in there too. Like it's heavy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool to hear it. But and then you've got a song that's just like sounds like a typewriter for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man. I'm waiting for this app to shut down. Hasn't been 4 minutes yet. Like it's been a lot longer than 4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean his guitar tone. I mean, we talk a lot about a good guitar tone on this show too. So I mean, I'm assuming this is like a kind of an iconic sound.
It's really weird. It's just his gear is such a mismatch of everything. I think the only real consistent piece of gear was his Les Paul Custom for the longest time. So
Yeah.
Well, and I don't know, have you guys watched the Dale Crover like drum like gear walkthrough? Have you seen that?
I have watched. It's been a long time since I've watched that one because I try to catch all the rig rundown things as much as possible.
Yeah, like he's been listed. He shows up on like the top drummers list all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's considered kind of like one of the best. And I knew that like he was on Bleach too. I knew he was somewhere on there. I couldn't remember which song he was on, but I looked it up too, and he's on like Floyd the Barber and like a couple of these other random tracks. But anyways, he was on there too. But anyways,
he was on a lot of demos and whatnot, or the before Bleach demos. So
yeah,
and then it kind of drifted in for sure.
And did they ever release those? Like, and you've got lots of like box set stuff, like Nirvana stuff. Like, have you ever
don't recall ever hearing that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
we're back on.
We're back.
Welcome to part 2 of the Melvins. Cheap ass version.
Yeah. Hopefully you found something during that mid-roll read that you wanted to purchase, and it helps out the show.
Oh yeah. Now, what are we selling in those in between times?
I don't know. It changes all the time. I think we've got what do we got? We've got Electric Guitar Company is sponsoring. We've probably got who else do we have on there? We got High Watt on there.
Okay. Wow. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Maybe
you say Speedo?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, back to the Melvins. What were we talking about? We were talking about guitar tone. Yeah,
guitar tone. Yeah. For the most part, it was his Gibson Les Paul Customs. He was doing Electric Guitar Company for a long time. That's those the cool one, the aluminum neck ones.
Oh yeah, can you still get those?
You can still. I think they're all like custom order. He had I think he had a signature one for a little while there. But yeah, they're hard. It's not something that most people would want to purchase in a store, so they don't really stock it, and they're quite a bit more difficult to make. So,
yeah.
But they're super cool for sure.
Yeah, like, and what's some other kind of like, because they talk about like all these other bands that got influenced by them, but is there any other like sludge like bands that kind of spun off from that?
Oh, probably.
I'm not up on the sludge rock kind of scene, so I don't know what came after that.
So I mentioned Lysol again. Like I never came across it up until 6 months ago, and it's really just one song, and it's this really slow and expansive. Like if you're listening to it on headphones, like that's the way to listen to it. And apparently, I'm just scrolling down here. Sun O, is that how you pronounce it? It's like Sun O.
Yep.
And Earth. So essentially built their entire careers on the sound that the Melvins pioneered for that.
Crazy.
That album. I think you probably call it an EP, but so that's more drone metal, I suppose. Right. I'm not really sure of the differences. I'm assuming drone is just really slow, expansive kind of distortion.
8 minute songs of
feedback
and
feedback in your brain. Yeah. If you're walking through an airport, it's fantastic. I don't know in what other environment you'd want to listen to it, but that's what I was doing, and it was great. It sort of like wrapped me in a warm blanket, and I was able to catch my flight on time, and it was great.
Totally awesome.
Crazy, man. That's cool.
Yeah, and apparently, what's his name? There's one of the guys from High on Fire was on that as well, contributed to like the bottom end, I guess, that real heavy sound.
Cool.
And then was fired right after the release, I suppose.
Yeah, thanks.
But that's one of the what I found in my research, one of the more interesting influences.
Very
cool. That's wicked.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys caught the Split album. with Napalm Death.
Yes.
Listen to
Yes.
any
That's
of
actually
that?
just came out a month or two ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's cool. I think it's only 5 songs, maybe. It's more like a
I don't think it's come out yet.
EP.
Yeah, because
I've heard 2 tracks off of it, but I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be 5.
right. I could only get one off of Apple Music,
Okay.
but that could have been user error. I don't know.
They got 2 out right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What I heard was good.
It
10
sounds
days.
exactly how you think it would sound.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it's out on
and it's great.
April 10th. It comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
The
There you go.
full deal. Yeah. But again, I don't think it's one of these bands that has kind of reinvented themselves from like album to album and sound to sound. And I, again, like as a, somebody who would love to be, it's another one of those situations where you can, it's a great place to be kind of as a musician where nobody really knows who you are. You can collaborate with whoever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can play whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want for gear. Like, I don't know of a better situation. You know what I mean? Like in those kind of, like we talked about some of those bands like that, where it's just like, I'd love to have that kind of gig.
The partial anonymity, but also the respect of the industry. So
and like everybody in the industry seems like they know you, but nobody on the street does.
Except if you have King Buzzo's hair, you can't miss that.
No, you're not escaping that.
Just a big cartoon.
But funny as hell. The guy's great in interviews.
Totally.
Yeah, he is. Definitely.
Tells it like it is. He doesn't really give a shit. It's kind of, it's refreshing actually to listen to.
And just the live experience. I have not had the opportunity to see them live, but the amount of live videos and whatnot that I've found, even going back to that House of Strombo, George Strombonopolis. George Strombonopolis. Strombonopolis. So he's got his basement shows where he has these bands just come and set up and rock out in his basement, and he's got 50 people in the house maybe, and that House of Strombo show with them was unreal. They're just a live force more than a I have a favorite record of kind of band.
Yeah. I saw them at the FNR in Eindhoven, and actually someone turned to me and actually shushed me. I was blown away. It was the first rock concert that anyone's ever told me to be quiet at.
Wow.
But, leave it to
nice Eindhoven.
leave it to the citizens of Eindhoven to get annoyed by my enthusiasm for the Melvins. But
how dare you?
I know. I was just shouting too loud, I suppose. Maybe I was shouting in the guy's ear. I don't know what.
How intoxicated were you?
You know what? Not that.
He saw something from a different angle than you remembered.
I suppose so. I mean, the
that guy was wasted.
He probably thought, well, I mean, he heard my accent and came to his own conclusion. So maybe that had a part of it, but
I was going to say, you were speaking English. That's what the problem was.
Yeah. I was speaking American, motherfucker. America.
I don't speak American. It's Canadian. We're good.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
They were great. I don't remember them. They weren't too loud. I just remember the show being exceptional. One of the best shows that I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. The venue was nice and small, tight. So it was a really good show. And besides that, I think I just maybe was standing next to the wrong dude.
Do they tour Canada ever?
I don't know. Maybe they'll play Toronto and they'll play somewhere in Vancouver. But other than that, I don't.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So they just hit the major cities, or what's the?
That's all I would assume. I don't I can't say that I've heard the big tours with a lot of other Canadian cities. So, and really most big bands only go to 2 or 3 cities anyway. So
Yeah, they sort of stick to the off-beaten path towns.
mm-hmm.
And it looks like they stay in the United States for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little bit of everything in here, really, across the albums. We're talking mostly sludge metal, but there's doom metal, there's punk, there's noise, there's experimental, there's whatever you want to call it, avant-garde, just rock, there's pop, like there's everything in there.
Yeah, throw in some trumpets here and there, and
yeah, and you gotta love the fact that it just never really went mainstream and still doing what they're doing. Because that's, I think, very difficult to probably make happen.
Yeah, they decided to not chase it after Houdini. So
yeah,
because I mean, when that came out, that's when grunge was hitting its peak. So it was one of those things where record labels are looking for the next Nirvana or the next Pearl Jam or the next whatever. So they drag them all in, and you put out this one great major label album, and then you see through the system and you just don't want to chase that. And so you just, okay, I'll do what I want.
Yep.
Whenever I want. So
and still doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the best too, when you come to these bands and you're just like, there's another release, like there's another one coming out, or it just came out, and you're like, still doing it, man. They're still doing it.
Yeah. Well, you've got one album every year since 87. So
yeah, is a songwriting machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how many people can pump out that much material?
Yeah. Prince.
Yeah. Right. Like
that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
There's not too much.
Interesting. So are you guys going to like put them down after this, or are you going to like try and get through the whole discog?
I'm going to keep pushing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I've kind of like made a promise to myself to like, there's a few bands that I have been meaning to get into, and I've got my list going here.
Mm.
And I think I've added the Melvins for sure.
Yeah.
But Electric Wizard was one of them. So, I mean, kind of in the same vein.
Yeah.
And like, I listened to them for a second about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And, I gotta thank Instagram, because like all of a sudden my algorithm will give me something that is useful.
Yeah.
Not often,
but
sometimes. And I saw some Electric Wizard and I was like, this is like, and maybe I had Melvins in the back of my head too.
Yeah.
I've got a list of, and there's some jazz in there too. That I want to just sort of like start listening to, because to be honest with you guys, I'm at a loss for music right now.
It's so hard. One of the bands in that vein of Electric Wizard and whatnot is what's it called? Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
They're unreal. Same sort of stoner sludginess. Fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
That's my recommendation.
We should do a recommendations episode.
That's a great idea.
Like, here's our super list.
Yeah. What's yours?
Help us find something new.
Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah.
Band dating. We need like a speed dating.
Speed dating. There you go.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. I need a new band.
Yeah.
Do you like music?
Getting old. Maybe. Yeah. No.
Name five songs of this band.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even name 5 songs of my favorite band.
That's tough.
It is hard.
On the
listening to these bands for 30 plus years, and it's still hard to pick out song titles.
Yeah. Yeah. And last thing I was going to say too, the lyrics are way like on a different planet too.
And totally. And so much of the lyrics on these albums are somewhat gibberish.
Yeah.
And he meant to do it in that way. And if they didn't have to print out the lyrics on the albums, no one would know. But as soon as you do that, it's just garbled gibberish.
Yeah. Yeah. I dove into a little bit of the lyrics. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about, but it sounds good and it's working. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, kind of crazy.
That's interesting. Is it kind of like a white zombie? It just like mashing up words that sound nice and colorful.
I think it's just words that match a certain rhythm, maybe.
Okay.
Which is kind of like White Zombie too. It's got that flow to it, you know, the supercharger. Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Slide solo.
Buzz has got a little James Hetfield to him though at times.
A little bit,
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that on some songs. I can't say all, but there's a few that you're just like, he's got it. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So another sort of like anti-pop, anti-establishment thing about them.
Totally.
I mean,
yeah.
And that's like, I'm trying to think of like Melvin's lyrics. I can't think of anything.
No.
I'm just like feeling not very smart today, but yeah, I can't.
But Buzz is listening to this and going, yes, like that was my whole plan, man. Like you can't remember my lyrics, you can't remember my music. There's no big sexy hooks. Yeah.
But I'm
don't know where
exactly
I'm tearing.
what I want. Yeah.
Don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but they're reliable. We know they're around.
Yeah.
They're touring somewhere. They're doing something.
Yeah.
So,
and the new album's coming out, so it will be coming out next year. So yeah.
There you go. I wanted to ask you guys, like, where did you start your deep dives?
I usually try to go back to the very, very beginning, but this time I did not. There was just I think I jumped back on with Stag, and then it wasn't every album in order, but I just kind of jumped around and picked a few of them. And once again, I spent a lot more time with Bases Loaded this time again. So
okay,
yeah, I think that's my favorite album right now. Anyway, of theirs.
Bases Loaded or Stag?
Yeah, Bases Loaded.
Okay.
Stag was very I found it underwhelming just because it was so underwhelming is the wrong word. It was just a lot of experimental things, and I just was not there. So
right.
But it was Stoner Witch, because it feels like that's the most accessible album that I've listened to for Melvins, and I'm just like, okay, I got this, I remember this, and then I started branching off like you did, kind of just flipping around to different albums, and I'm like, whoa, wait a second, like this is nothing like Stoner Witch. This is not, it's totally
still
different.
Very Melvins, but yes,
yeah. If you played it for me, I'd be like, that's the Melvins, but like I have no idea. I could never tell you like what album that's off of or like what era it's part of. Like could be 1989, could be 2026. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's a quality too, right? Like that's another, check on their list. I think just be like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, I find too with a lot of bands, I can kind of tell what era, stage they are by the production of the album.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of, there's certain bands and certain albums in certain time frames that you hear this certain snare sound on a drum, and it's from this group of bands, or that sort of thing. But with this, it's all over the place, where you've got some that are really high production value and you got some that are really not. So that's another thing that's all over the map, but it's super interesting and super cool. So
you gotta wonder if that stuff is intentional. Is he
it
like,
has to be. It has
when
to
he
be.
writes a new album, is he going through everything and making sure, okay, well, this has got to be novel. We can't have the same snare that we used in like the 1999 bootlicker album. It's got to be like
I think it's just every album you start from scratch again. He probably just wipes the slate clean and then start again.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, a testament to, if you could call it, his genius.
Totally.
Because he's right. He's not using a format.
Yeah.
No. And that's why I think it's not memorable.
Yeah.
Because there is none of that format where you can lock into and be like, yeah, I remember that beat or I remember that hook. It's just, it's not there. It doesn't exist. So it's just like,
yeah.
Oh man, they should do a hooky album. Can you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
A whole album of Kiss covers.
Yeah. Yeah. They could do it. They could do any of that stuff now, right? And you'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
all the hooks.
Yep.
That's the name of the album right there.
All the hooks. Yeah.
Sell it to them.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Buzz.
Yeah. That's what we're selling in between times. We're selling album names. That's
there you go.
You don't need AI for that.
No, just go to us. But we are AI, like we said at the beginning of the show. So
oh yeah.
It's just
whoops.
Better check Trivago.
I didn't check Trivago. Well, hey, on that, why don't we bring it into the hangar?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it was a good topic though. It was fun.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we want you guys to subscribe, share, and review this podcast. Keep it going, keep it strong, because we're having a great time entertaining you guys with B-Sides and Beers podcast.